What's up everyone, it's Sam from 64 Wheels, back more diecast, and today we're going to be opening one of Hot Wheels' latest car culture releases, the Spettacolare release. That means spectacular in Italian, if you couldn't guess from the card art and all the cars. This is an Italian themed release. There is a ton of good cars in here. We're going to be taking a look at each one and opening them up, so let's get into it. Alright, as you can see here, I have all the cards spread out. They make a Italian flag, or at least they're trying to emulate the green, white, and red flag of Italy with the cards. I did some research because there is like a roadmap, as you can see here, on each of the cards, and you can actually tell they are different. What I did is I went and I looked up a map of Italy to try to find if I could see where this exact road was, and there's different ones on each of them, and I cannot find it. So I was trying to see if they actually lined up. Some of them appear like they might line up, but not exactly. I don't know. I'm gonna say I'm not a big fan of this card art. I like the actual car art, but to me this is not a very appealing card art. Like, I think like how they did the Fast and the Furious or some of the track day ones where like it makes it look like all the cars are on a single track. This just looks like a Olive Garden menu. Like, I don't think it looks good. I don't like this like Italian script. I just don't like it. I know that's like the brand for some Italian themed stuff. I'm just not a fan of it. I also don't like that Hot Wheels has changed the bottom of their card over the years so that when you display them like this, they don't stand up, they fall forward, which is why all these are leaned up. The card protectors, like on this 143rd right here, it has that, so it stands up nice and straight. But to me, if you're going to put all the cards together and make a nice display, make them be able to stand up without having to buy something extra, because I'm sure the designer doesn't want them displayed like this, because that's just dumb. So the card art for me gets like a C or a D on this one. Not a big fan, but the car selection, however, is pretty great. So we'll go through and look at them one by one. The first one of 5 is the Alfa Romeo 155 V6 Ti, the nice little touring car. It looks great. It does match the card art. Again, I really like the card drawings, just not a fan of some of the colorization in the font. Next up, the 2 of 5, the Lancia Stratos. This thing is so killer. This looks awesome. I'm really excited to open this one specifically. So next up, we have the long name Lamborghini Countach LPI 5000 QV. So in a very bright yellow color, it does have probably the closest matching wheels to the actual Countach wheels. There you can see they kind of drew it in the style that it's supposed to be, like those phone dial wheels. These are more like the beadlock style wheels, but they still kind of give us the look, but we'll get into that later. Next up is the new for 2023 Lamborghini Countach LPI 804, the new Countach, or the rebodied Aventador, whatever you want to call it. I actually like this car. I think it looks pretty good. Hot Wheels just released the 1/43rd scale of this, and this is also the chase for this line. So the 0 of 5 is the black version of this car. Unfortunately, I haven't found it yet. I'll probably end up getting it off eBay because I doubt I'm going to find it in stores, but I'm also looking forward to opening that one. And lastly, 5 of 5, the Alfa Romeo Giulia Sprint GTA, another very fine casting by Hot Wheels. So let's go ahead and bust all these open. I will show you the back of the card there if you want to take a look at it. There's the barcode for people that need to scan it or whatever, because I know people ask for that every once in a while. So here it is. Nice. I'm excited to open these. I did find all of these. I believe I found them all at Walmart. They were, what, $6.49 each now or something. They're getting a little pricey, but I grabbed them because they're all great casting. So overall, the white body, it's gloss white. It's not metallic or anything like that. It's got these 6-spoke black wheels on it, real rider rubber tires, metal chassis, and metal body, because these are car culture premiums. The wing right here is plastic, I believe. Yes, it is plastic. It is a piece of the interior. I think this is the first time I've opened this one. I have the Team Transport version I need to open as well. But the exhaust appeared to be a piece of the interior too. There you can see it does have a roll cage. It looks like there is 2 separate pieces in the interior, which is cool. The roll cage does look a little cheap. It appears to be like rounded up front and then flat on the side. So I don't know how good of a job they did that, but you can hardly tell. Like, the interior isn't very detailed in these cars, but you can see the roll cage. So I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the roll cage. The car itself, the casting looks good. Again, the tampos, they've gone with that printer like dot matrix style tampos, and they look horrible. They do. Like, this one is actually one of the better ones, and that's not saying much. Like, the Alfa Romeo logo, like the script logo there on the left side of the trunk, even the actual like badge logo, everything just looks absolutely horrible. On the side, it looks a little better, but there you can see just how much leakage there is on the side. And this is actually not black. This is a mixture of those colors. So I know I touch on that in basically every car culture video I've been doing, but it needs to be touched on because that's how they're making it. So when I'm looking at them, obviously I'm seeing those style of tampos. So the headlights, again, back here, fine. When you get a little bit closer, like in real life, I'm holding this very close to the camera, but you can see how horribly detailed those are. I'm just not a fan of those tampos. But as a 10-footer, it looks okay. So if you're okay with those style of tampos and like the bleed all over the paint, how there's like blue and pink all over the hood, and like, I mean, it just looks like somebody spilled pepper or an Etch-a-Sketch or something all over these cars, which is a shame that they're using those style tampos, because this car itself, like the cast, the separate exhaust, the wheels, everything looks great. It's just a shame they're doing that. Let's see. That one looks good because that's actually like a stamped style tampo. Even though it does have just a touch of bleed off, I prefer that so much more over those printer style ones. But let's roll it. Give it a roll test. It rolls really well. So a winner for the release in the cast, but not so much a winner for the tampos there. So next up, the Stratos. Stratos? I can never say the foreign words right, so I apologize there. But man, the card art looks great. That drawing looks awesome. I like watching the YouTube compilations of old rally videos that have some of these cars, including the Stratos, and it is, I mean, just incredible to hear and see these cars in action. So man, that looks pretty rad. So that does look like a still the printer style tampos, because you can see so much bleed over, but it looks cool. Like even up close, that one doesn't have as much bleed over, as does, like, look at the tail lights, like right there, like probably what are reverse lights, or even some of the tail lights there, you can see like a mixture of the bleeding. But the back of this car actually looks pretty good. I think the black kind of hides or masks some of the errors in the paint, but it looks awesome. So there you can see some of the more tampos, like that whole logo right there is bad. It says Monte Carlo, but the letters are so mixed together. There's so much bleed over. The big Lancia looks good. That one doesn't look bad. The rest of them are horrible. So as collectors, we got to say, man, these cars are not getting any cheaper. So let's step up the quality Hot Wheels. Like, and if they get any more expensive, like, I'm just going to start buying mini GTs instead, because they're better quality and they're approaching the same price as some of these Hot Wheels. But I will always be a Hot Wheels collector. It's just hard to justify, or will be hard to justify, if these cars get any worse tampos. But the casting itself, the metal on metal, the retro slotted wheels on it that are like a bronze color, just look amazing. Like, this casting looks great. And again, when it's back here, like when it's in your shelf, you know, if it was over here on a shelf or something, you can't really tell that the tampos are bad. And that's probably what they're hoping most people do, is that they're not going to look at it super close. They're going to open it up, think it's a cool casting, set it on the shelf. But I'm looking at these. I like the detail on them. I like to appreciate them. So when they're not done as well, I definitely call that out. But this is a great looking release either way. I don't like the tampos, but the car itself, like the red, the white, the little Italian flag, it looks good. Man, that's awesome. Rolls pretty well too. So next up is the Countach LPI 5000 QV. So this, I'm trying to, oh snap. This came out, when was the first one? I think it was the Jay Leno line in red, and then that came out as the Chase in that line. So there are technically 3 of these been released so far, and then we've gotten the version with the spoiler and some extra ground effects and stuff in the RLC. But overall, this casting in yellow looks good. The tampos on this one, Lamborghini logo, not good. It's got some peppering on the front, but they're lined up. I will say on this, they're lined up. The black is lined up on the headlights as well, so that's nice. I don't even know what that is supposed to say. The black looks decent. Let's look at the taillights. There you can say it says Countach. Again, not good. The Lamborghini logo with the bull logo emblem is not good. The taillights aren't bad because to me, the taillights, like, you know how they're like glass in real life or plastic and they kind of have a mix of colors. I won't call them out so much on the taillights, but the logoing I will, because that's, I mean, what is that supposed to say? I don't even know. It's so bad you can't even tell. So the vents are black. Not bad. As a release, this is probably one of the cleaner ones in this set just because it doesn't have any race tampos on it. So it doesn't have a lot of that peppering all over the paint. The paint is rather clean. Those wheels look pretty good on it, even though they are like a beadlock style. They are Hot Wheels closest wheels to the Countach rotary dial wheels. So or as I back it into the Stratos, it rolls pretty well. This has a yellow base. I don't know, I think, let's see. So they couldn't have made it with a black base, which would have been a little more realistic because it does come up on the side. So that would have been that part, would have been black. I guess they could have done it and gave the car like a little bit of that split style paint job. But if you want a full body color, one single color on this, it has to be the chassis color too. So the only drawback to that casting in my book, other than that, this is probably one of the coolest, like sleekest looking releases in this set. So I'm very excited to open this new Countach. So the LPI 804, look at that card art. So this is also one of the 1/43rd scale cars they have released. So here is right there. I have not found that one yet to do an unboxing of. As you can see, I have the Corvette. I'm really trying to find the Lamborghini so I could do a full unboxing. But if I don't find it soon, I might just unbox the Corvette just because. So, oh, let's see this. All right, let's take a look at this. So first thing I noticed, like right offhand, is it has like scuff marks on it on the plastic piece. So not the best quality. I do really like that has the red interior. It's almost like a maroon cherry, like a dark cherry color interior, but it looks good. So this has a modern 5 spokes, I would say the standard size out back, and then a smaller one up front. The wheels to me look to be too small and then too big in the back. I feel like a lot of people have touched on that. The stance on this looks a little funny. I do like it. Unlike the Countach, the old one, this new one does have a black chassis. So it is a separate color that adds to the bodywork, which I think is excellent. So let's take a look at that. Countach, not good. Man, these tampos are not good on this. That is more of the traditional stamped, and then you have the printer ones for the taillights. There's a Lamborghini logo in the center, but it just looks like a blob of mess. It has black detail there. That is a plastic piece and insert. You cannot see through it. It is dark, so you can't see an engine detail or anything like that, but you can see a little bit of the interior, which is red. It does have the black side detail and the little black vents on the side, as well as the little black mark on the hood, and it does have clear headlights, which is pretty rad. So the headlight is a piece of the window right there. The Lamborghini logo on the hood, illegible. At least you can read the Countach there on like the front bumper, but overall, I think this casting is very nicely done. Other than the wheel choice, I think this wheel is sitting a little far back. I don't know. I don't think they nailed the wheel placement quite yet, but it does look good. And it's the only $6 version of this car that you can get, like premium version that you can get in America right now, at least in the United States. Yeah, that looks, when you put it down and roll it, you can see how funny the wheel sizes look. In real life, it's it looks way too small. It almost looks like a dragster. Like if I hold it back there, not the best. Casting is good. They need some work on the wheels, which is weird because Hot Wheels, the Premium Aventador has really bad back end with what I think is bad wheel placement too. So it's funny that it's on the Countach as well, but I still like the casting. All right, the last one, the Giulia Sprint GTA. This casting has been released quite a few times. It is a really good looking casting. They did a great job on the body shape of this. So this one actually has the extra thing on top. I don't think any of the other ones. What's funny about that is like my Countach is messed up on the top. Like there you can see right there in the black, like that would have been very nice to have on the Countach, but for some reason they put it on the Alfa Romeo here. So again, beautifully shaped car. They did a great job on this casting. I think these like deep dish steel wheels with these big slick tires look, I mean, it looks spot on. Like they just had the Goodwood Festival of Speed and all the old vintage like Italian race cars, the French, the American, they all run up the hill and they have wheels, like they have a stance. They look like this. So Hot Wheels nailed the design on this one. Again, the simpler the tampos, the better they look. So it has the stripe with the 4-leaf clover there. The front is a peppery mess, just like the other ones. The hood tampo, it's clean, but it has the peppering from the front bumper on it. The roof does not. The roof is kind of a mess anyway still. Is the window messed up? Oh no, the window's not messed up. But I don't know why there's so much of that peppering. Like look at the peppering all the way across the car. It's like overspray from the factory. Ugh, not good. There's a lot of paint hiccups on these cars recently. So in the back, the license plate looks decent. I actually like that it has a little bit of like, the font isn't perfect because it reminds me of like a old school license plate. That I don't mind as much. That's not very good either, that font. The taillights aren't bad either. Overall, I think this is probably also one of the better ones from the set quality-wise. So if I was going to put quality-wise, I would probably have to do any of the three that don't have a lot of the race tampos. I think this one or I don't know. To me, this one has more, like you can read more of the stuff on it. So this is the best one quality-wise in the whole set. And then I would probably go this Countach, then this one, and then, I don't know, probably either one of these just as being the worst for tampos. But man, to have these all sitting together, all Italian, all race cars, or at least race bred, I mean, they look good. The Countach looks sweet. So, I don't know, now that you've seen them all unboxed, again, let me know what you think in the comments. I would give this set overall probably, oh man, castings, probably at least an 8 out of 10 altogether because to me, they're all great castings. They look good. Execution-wise, I think is probably like a 7 out of 10 just because of the peppery tampos and you can't even read it. But overall, I probably would still buy these now that I've seen them open. I probably would purchase them again just because they do look pretty good. So 3 of the 5 aren't too bad. And this Stratos, man, it's a bummer that these tampos look like this because this is an absolutely killer release of this car. And that looks good. So play some rally mat action. But yeah, let me know what you think of these in the comments. This has been the Hot Wheels Spettacolare, Spectacular in Italian, 5-car car culture set. I can't get that word out today for some reason. But now I'm also hungry for some breadsticks after looking at all this Italian. And some lasagna and some pizzas. Cool. Let me know what you think of these in the comments. Again, I really appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe as always. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Lamley Group, Discord, and whatnot. All the links to my social media are down in the description, as well as more of my car culture unboxings from the various Hot Wheels line and some other premiums as well. So until next time, oh my gosh, it's like end of the day. I'm so tired. Until next time, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.